Today we're going to be discussing triangle inequalities. Our objectives are that we will be able to order side lengths of a triangle given angle measures and order angle measures given side lengths. We will be able to determine whether a triangle can be formed given 3 segments and determine the range for a possible third side given 2 side lengths. So first, let's look at this triangle here. Can you determine the shortest side? Let's label this triangle A, B, C. Which side is the shortest? That would be side A, B. Which side is the longest? That would be side A, C. Which angle looks the biggest? That would be angle B. Which angle is the shortest or smallest? That would be angle C. Look how tiny that angle is. How is the smallest side and the smallest angle related? If you look, the smallest side was here, and that's across from the smallest angle. The longest side was here, and that's across from the biggest angle. So let's look at some more examples. List the side and angles in order from smallest to largest. Our sides are labeled this time, so it's easy to put them in order. The shortest side would be UF, because it's only 10. And don't forget to put your line segment symbol above it. Next would be UN, because that has a length of 13. And then our longest side is FN, because it's 14. In order to sort the angles, we need to know that the smallest angle is opposite the shortest side. The longest angle is opposite the longest side. I'm sorry, that should be the largest angle, not the longest angle. So, since UF is the shortest side, the angle across from it, which happens to be angle N, would be the smallest angle. Make sure you put the angle symbol in front of the letter N. The longest side is FN, and that's across from angle U. So angle U is the largest, which means what's left is angle F, which happens to be across from the medium length side, is the medium size angle. We can use the same idea to help us go from knowing the angles and putting them in order to listing the sides in order. Now, we need to be careful when we're reading the directions. This problem says list the sides and angles from largest to smallest. So, in the last problem, we started with the smallest ones first. In our current example, we're going to start with the largest ones first. So, before we can determine which are the smallest and which are the largest, we need to determine this third angle measure. We know that all the angles of a triangle have to add up to 180. If We know that one is 59 and another is 75. That leaves 46 degrees for our third angle. So let's list those from largest to smallest. The largest would be angle A, then angle T, and finally angle M. Across from angle A would be our longest side, which is side MT. Across from angle T is side MA. And then across from angle M is angle AT. I'm sorry, side AT. Can the following lengths make a triangle? 6, 10, and 15. In order to solve this, we need to know the rule that the longest side of a triangle must be less than the sum of the two smaller sides. So, can 6, 10, and 15 make a triangle? Well, 6 plus 10 is 16, and 15 is less than 16, so yes, it can make a triangle. What about 6, 10, and 16? Well, 6 plus 10 is 16. 16 is not less than 16. They're equal. So no, those cannot make a triangle. What if we wanted to determine the possibilities for the third side? Write the possible side lengths for the third side of the triangle given the lengths shown. In order to solve this, we need to consider that if x is the longest side, x has to be less than 10 plus 6. If x is not the longest side, then x has to be greater than 10 minus 6. So, if x is the longest side, x has to be less than 16. If x is not the longest side, it would have to be greater than 4. Therefore, our x has to be in between 4 and 16. We always list the smaller number first and the bigger number second with the x in between, because it can be anything between 4 and 16. Go ahead and fill in your summary summarizing what you learned today about how side lengths and angle measures are related in a triangle. That's all for today. See you.